Welcome back, friends. Today we are going to discuss the top interview questions that are asked to the junior developers, the junior Java developers, and like mid-level Java developers. So this is like the intention is to create a small list of what commands or what kind of utility related questions for Unix that are asked for the beginners of Java developers. So it will be helpful during the interviews because even if we are Java developers, still most of the times like they will test some of the commands and some of the common things that Java developer should know about the Unix operating system. So that's what this video is about. So before we start, digging in like more about the command details, I just wanted to mention that I often create lead code related videos and Java J2E related yeah, interview material videos. So if you are interested in this, please subscribe to my channel. This helps channel like to grow and to reach to more people. So let's start like looking into these Unix command details. So first most important command like is one of the most important command is chmod. So this is a change mode command is Unix, and we should know this is how we can change the access permissions for the files. So we should know the user group others and the read write execute how it works. So 4 is for read, 2 is for write, and 1 is for execute. So that is how we can write the chmod command. For example, we can pass 754. So it applies to UGO. UGO means user group and other. So first thing is for user. So user will have this 7 means 4 plus 2 plus 1 7 means user will have all the read write and execute. That's what it means. 5 means the group, right? So group will have 4 plus 1, which is read and execute, and 4 is for others. So other users will have only read permissions basically for those files. So that's how the chmod command works. So this is one important command. Let's go to the next command. So the next command here is ls, right? So we should know how we can list files in Unix. So we use ls minus ltr. So it this gives us list of the files in the directory where we are running the command ls minus ltr. So this is a very common command we should know. Grep command we should know because we often use grep command to search, right? Search through the files. So uh, this command is very important, and we can just pass some regular expressions. So if they ask the interview question that you want to search some text into the file, then how you can do it. So you can tell which command you use. So grep. So the other thing is kill. So kill is another command. So if you have a process which is, let's say, hanging, and you know the process ID, so you want to kill the process, then you can use kill command. So you just say kill and then PID. That's how you can use it. Find is actually if you want to locate some specific files and you know some names of the files, then you will be able to locate the files using file command. For example, here as you can see, file dot slash tmp minus name sample.txt. So search for file named sample.txt under .tmp directory. So you know the name of the file you want to search, and you want to search under specific directory. So it will search under that specific directory and subdirectories. So that is what the find command does. So you should know the find command. Then ACD you should know. ACD is the stream editor of Unix. So this is useful when you want to like do some kind of a commons find and replace kind of utility. So this is a useful for that. Like you can search like and do and common find and replace command like do in the using ACD stream editor. So other thing is other command is pwd. So pwd is a present working directory. So if you type the pwd, then it will give you where you are, like the path of the current directory where you are, the complete path it gives you. So mv is a command to move, so you can use mv command to move files from one directory to other directory. So that one you should know. And rm is the basic command for removal of files, so that one you should know. Then rmdir is also the command, but it is for removing directory, right? So rm is for removing files and rmdir is for removing the directory. Echo, you should know. If they ask you like how you want to print some statements during the debugging or during the file like script, then how, which command you can use, so you can tell them that you can use a echo command for that. Cat is a command to, if you want to display contents of a file, you can use a cat command, right? So it reads files sequentially, writing them to standard output. So that's what it is basically. History means history gives you whatever commands you have executed in the past. It will tell you, it will list you that actually if you type history command. Then if you want to check who is the logged in user, presently logged in user, then you can use a whoami command. This is also one of the common question. The other common and very important utility or command you should know is cron. So cron is a very useful when you want to schedule jobs, like you have a cron tab and you want to schedule some jobs, then you can use cron command. So based on the you can write a schedule, for example, like this. So this is like you should know, what is the sequence, how you, what is the sequence of this command. So you can tell them like minute, hour, then day of month, then month, and then day of week. So that is the format how you should write the cron utility, right? Cron command. So for example, these commands will run your job 10:15 a.m. every day. So that's how you can write. So if they tell you like if they ask you to write some cron job command, you can write cron job command, and you can tell them that how the cron tab works, how you can schedule, you can implement the job schedulers in Unix using cron. So that is an important command. Then ping command is important when you want to test the reachability. If the specific host is reachable in the on the internet, then you can use a ping command to test that. uh, Also, if you have, let's say you have very big file and you only want to read like a first few lines, then you can read the first few lines using head command. And if you want to read only last a few lines of the file, then you can use a tail command. So that is this is kind of a brief list of important commands. There is also one other command I forgot to list here, called as word count, wc. So if you they can ask you question like, if you have a file, let's say uh, just like a 10 lines are there in a file, and you want to count, let's say how many words are there on the first line or on the second line, then you can just say that you can use a word count wc command, and like that you can tell them. You can also try to read a little bit about wc command, how it works. So after this list of commands, I have also listed couple of common questions that come to Java developers about Unix, because they will expect in the interviews that you should know at least some basic commands, how the Unix operating system works. Uh, so let's go one by one. So how to find the Java processes on Unix, right? Because if you have Java processes like your Java server or any your Java programs which are running on the Unix, then you want to find out the process ID or something, then you can just tell them that you can use ps minus ef, and then you will use this Unix pipe, and then you will grep Java, right? So it will only give you the commands which are Java commands. That's how it works, so you will this pipe is the this pipe is a Unix utility, so you can feed this output of this command to the input here. So it will just filter the ps minus ef or the Java basically, right? Grep Java means. Then let's say other question is like, if you have a file and you want to just like count how many times the error word is coming in the file, so you can just tell them that grep minus c and double quotes error, and then you can write file name here. So it will tell you how many times the error word is coming into that file. So other thing is like how do you set environment variable which will be accessible uh, from sub shell, right? So you have a shell script and you are calling some other sub shells like other shell scripts from your main shell script, and you want other shell script to access some variables. Then you have to use export, right? You have to first export that variable from your main shell script. Like for example, you have a variable file location, you will export that variable here, and then your other inner shell script can access that file location variables from those shell script, right? So that is also one of the interview questions. You want to find which operating system you are running on, so uname is the command for that, so you should know that. Also how to find all text file which contains word exception, right? Like for example, you have a log file on Unix and you want to find where which are the specific log files, or for what dates the log files you are seeing the word exception. Then you can just type like find dot and minus name and star dot txt. Here I just took star dot txt, you can say star dot log also here, and we are going to give the input like output of this command, and we are going to pipe it with a grep exception, so it will give us like the files in which that word is occurring, right? So it will, that's how we can find the files where that specific word is occurring on Unix. So that is one question, and the other question is about the sed utility or stream editor. So there is a Unix test.txt file which contains words Unix. How will you replace all Unix to Unix, right? So from this only small letters to capital letter Unix we have to replace, right? Then we can use the Unix stream editor, which is ACD, right? It is a utility in Unix, and you can just say s/unix with the capital Unix, and you want to globally replace, so you will say /g here and you will type the file name here, so it will replace this small Unix with capital Unix for that file basically. So you can use a sed utility. So this is another important question. Then you want to like particular process is listening on a particular port on remote host. For how we can check that, then we can use the telnet command. So telnet hostname and then the port you can specify basically, right? For example, you have a host name, let's say some host is there 192 dot something dot something dot something, and you want to test if something is running on port 80, right? Then you can just say telnet then that 192 dot some like the complete path for that host name, and then you can just type port as 80. So that is how you can check if that port is listening or not. Then how do you copy file from one host to other server? In Unix, this is a very common thing that you are copying like command copying files, right, from one host to other host. So you should be able to know the SCP means or SFTP. These are both command for secure copy and secure FTP basically, right? So you should know these two commands. Then how do you find which process is consuming how much CPU, right? Let's say your machine is running slow and you want to find out what process is causing your machine to be slow on Unix, right? Then you can use the top command. So top command is an important command when you want to check which processes are like running slow and those kind of things, for a kind of performance issues or that kind of things. How do you check how much space is left on your current drive? On Unix, you can use a df, right? Df is the command for that. How we can check how much space is left, right? And another common question is a little bit of a practical knowledge. So if you are using vi editor, which is a very common editor on Unix, you have opened a file on vi editor and you want to go to the end of the line, right, end of the file. Then how you can do that? So you can just say shift g is the shortcut to go to the end of the file. Apart from that, if you are in the vi editor and you want to search for specific word, those kind of some of those shortcuts also you should know. You can, they may ask you in the interview. So this is kind of a small video I want to create to to help like Java junior developers, that they will know, what questions are asked about Unix for Java developers. So these are a common, some of the common questions that either I have seen in my past interviews, or I know, that they are generally getting asked in the interviews. So I'm going to upload this file into my GitHub account, so you can also get the access to the file, and you can read more about these commands and these questions. So as you know, I often create videos related to Java J2E interview questions and lead code solutions. If you are interested in this, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching the video.